Hey there, I'm Mike Anderson, this is Jason Jubinville and Nick Turner. We want to talk to you today about our new website, BC Votes. Our goal is to generate voter engagement by making civic education more interesting.
BC Votes allows you to explore the connections between a voter area and an electoral district. It allows you to realize the impact of your single vote.
Join us for a walkthrough of BC Votes Build Your Own Riding.
So, this is the prototype BC Votes Build Your Own Riding application. We're going to begin by providing our address, which BC Votes will use to find your home riding.
So here we're just going to find a place in the University of Victoria. You can actually see Google Maps is providing a drop-down menu. We'll just pick, continuing studies, and it will automatically load up our voting region. You could also just click the Use My Location button and it'll do this automatically.
So now we click the Start Building Your Riding button, which will load all the data from our Fusion table and display it on the map. Here you can see selected our home riding, that's at the University of Victoria, and we can zoom in a little bit so that we can get a better view of our surroundings.
Yeah, so we'll start by just selecting a few ridings.
Now at the moment we allow you to select up to 100 ridings.
Yeah, you'll notice this process is a bit slow though.
And we're still working on our multi-select tool, so we're going to speed things up. You'll also notice that a lot of the voting areas expand far out to sea when they're on the coast. This is just one of many things that we hope to educate the public about when we release this tool. With a few more ridings, we will have a completed electoral district.
Well, our own custom completed electoral district.
Now we click the Build My Riding button, and we'll get summary statistics about the region we've created, and we can share it on Facebook.
So what were our data dilemmas?
Well, we had the data presented in a Google Fusion table that didn't quite match what we needed. We wanted to have adjacency data so we could form contiguous regions for our mock electoral district.
Yeah, because the one thing we didn't want to happen is, electoral districts do have some rules about their shape. They have to be a certain number of voters, but they also have to be, continuous regions, and they can't be enclosing other voting districts. So, yeah, as it turns out, even if you have all the geometry, actually computing, for each little voting area, the adjacent region is not an easy problem, and we ended up having to do it offline and then adding it to a new table, which is what's then loaded into our web app.
So to do the computation, we used a hash algorithm in effect. We take every point of KML data, every point in any geography of an area, we throw them all into a dictionary, and then we look for any dictionary entries that have more than one associated voting area. Based on that, we can figure out which voting areas are touching, and then we look for any voting areas that share 2 or more points to decide whether or not they're adjacent.
And from what we can tell, this works. It seems to work on the BC Votes website, but nothing but testing will be able to determine for sure. So that was the main technical hurdle, and then I think basically other than that it was just we learned far too much about Fusion tables and how to interact with them on the website.
We also discovered that certain electoral districts are effectively point sources and have no geometry. FeatureWorks expand the BC Votes collection of ideas to interesting and different web apps that can pursue our goal and engaging the public in voter turnout.
Yeah, I think we've built with the current web app a pretty good platform to be able to break out the data from the Fusion table into something that's easy to work with in JavaScript. So it's just a matter of getting things to do with the data, and then we can start making more tools. You can check it out at bcvotes.herokuapp.com.